How are you at waiting for what you want? Delayed gratification is tough for a lot of us. Back in 1972, a psychologist named Walter Michel at Stanford University did a series of experiments that we often refer to as the Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. In the experiment, he used a number of children who were interacting with a researcher who gained their trust. In the course of the researcher promised the child a small reward, in many cases a marshmallow, that they could have at that moment. Or if they're willing to wait for the researcher to return, they would be promised a second marshmallow. Not a huge bump in reward, but enough to make some children willing to wait. It's comical to watch some of the video footage of these children as they distract themselves, as they reach for the marshmallow and slap their hand or sniff it and try to avoid the temptation to bite into it. As they followed these children over time, it turns out that the mostly 4-year-olds who were able to defer gratification, who were able to wait, did much better in many areas of life. Did better on SAT scores and academically and socially in many parameters later on in life. Certainly delayed gratification is not the only thing that promotes a positive lifestyle. But it turns out that the Christian life is, in large extent, a question of our ability to delay gratification. God promises us if we are willing to say no to certain immediate pleasures, He will make it worth our while. In fact, there are many times when we are asked to give rather than to receive, to wait rather than to act impulsively. And as a consequence, we grow in our ability to stay focused on the better things, on the things that are most valuable. Scripture encourages us to look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. It doesn't deny that sin has its pleasure, and immediate gratification, it's attractive. But in the long run, God promises that if we trust Him, He will make it worth our while. Let's face it, if I were invited to eat at Perry's Steakhouse tonight, I wouldn't stop at McDonald's on the way to sate my hunger. If I trust that the person who's promised me that steak dinner is going to come through, I'll say no to the immediate pleasure in the face of something way better. This is the life of faith. Living on this planet can be difficult, and the Apostle Paul says, if for this life only we have hope, we are of all men most to be pitied. But the Apostle Paul encourages us that there is an enduring value, an enduring reward that we can be assured of if we say no to the world and say yes to God. So, will there be marshmallows in heaven? Not sure, but you can be sure that God will make it worth your while if you wait on Him.